Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how I have upcycled this beautiful set of dining table and 4 chairs. As you can see, the dining table had many scratches and dents and many imperfections, so it was really in need of a bit of a TLC. I bought the table from Facebook Marketplace for about £20, so it was a very cheap bargain. And as for the chairs, they came from a pub. Probably I have paid around £20 for all 4 of them as well. They were quite worn, so they definitely needed a renovation as well. But let's see how I upcycled this set. This table is an extendable table, so I decided to put in the extension in the middle, and I grabbed my elbow grease, which is my all-time favorite degreaser. Really safe on the furniture, but tackles all sorts of grime and grease, so I just love it. This comes from my cleaning experience. So anyways, I grabbed my spray and I started cleaning the table. After I have used the elbow grease, I have washed all the products off with just plain water. After cleaning the table, it was time to clean the chairs as well. As you can see, Molly, the neighbor's cat, is a big help all around this video. You are going to spot her a couple of times, I think. So I have decided to clean the chairs, which was a bigger task because they had lots of small crevices and nooks and little areas, so it took me a while to get all the grime and grease off, especially even though it looks clean, it's been in a pub, which meant that there is a lot of dirt around it all the time. They've been constantly used, so yeah, it needed a thorough deep cleaning. As for these smaller areas, I decided to use this plastic brush. It came in a set of 4, I think. There are some metal brushes, a wider brush and this plastic one, and it was £1 from Home Bargains, and it is definitely a lifesaver. The next step was to start to tackle the top of the dining table. To do that, I used this Panther's paint stripper, which turned out to be working really great. I had to leave it on for about 3 or 4 hours, but you will see, it has helped me a lot to remove all the varnish and all the lacquer and all the grime and grease again. While the paint stripper was working on the top of the dining table, I went back onto the chairs, and my original plan was to sand down the seat or the base of the chairs, because as you can see, it's got a really gorgeous wood grain. And here is a closer look at the seat of the chair. As you can see, this white wash paint, kind of foggy and cloudy finish on the top of this seat is coming off really nicely. I couldn't really determine what it was, so that's why I'm not able to say it properly, but it's coming off really easily with a 120 grit sandpaper. So after I have sanded down about 2 of the chair's seats, I came back to remove the paint stripper from the dining table. And to do that, I'm using a very thick glove. It's very highly recommended to use gloves with these chemicals because they are strong. And I'm using a plastic scraper and just a plastic takeaway tub that I have found in my kitchen drawer. And as you can see, it removes all of the finish from the top of the table. It leaves out very small patches, probably because I haven't applied enough paint stripper, but it's nothing that a sander couldn't handle. And this is how it looks after I have removed all the stripper and I have cleaned the tabletop. And now back to the chairs. Well, last time I spoke about the chairs, my plan was to keep the seats plain wood, but after I sanded down about 2 of the seats, I had to realize that it's not possible because they are too scratched up and it wouldn't look nice if I would have left it natural wood. So, back to painting. And after the nagging and of course supporting of my fiance, he made me buy this paint sprayer that I'm using. It is from Wagner and it was probably about £50, so it was really not expensive. It's a beginner one, but it's working perfectly fine for me. I'm still using quite a lot of paint and primer, but you know, this is the first time that I've been using it, and it's been still a huge help with the chairs. It probably quartered down the time that it would have taken me to paint by hand, so I highly recommend it. And while the chairs are drying, I'm going back on the top of the table. I left the table to dry for about a day to make sure that there is no moisture left in it. And then I grab my sander and I'm using an 120 grade sandpaper. And although it is quite quick on the video, it probably took me about at least an hour to sand down this tabletop, or at least the first round it took me an hour, but in total I believe I spent about 2 hours. So after the 120 grade I went up to the 180 grade as well, and that was my final one. Although I haven't got it on video, I have used a special scraper for the edges of the table, which has a kind of like a round end or round edge, and it's quite awkward to remove all the finish from it. But I have found this scraper for 50p in a charity shop, and I'm going to link it down in the description of the video. I will link all the products and all the equipment I used. And as for the last step, to finish off this table, I'm using a Ronseal Walnut colored wood stain, which is both for interior and exterior use. And I really like it because it has a really beautiful color, and it's also very durable, which is great with a dining table and really with any furniture, because you know, you don't want to scratch up or you don't want to damage the top of any surface. So I'm just applying it with a sponge and I'm wiping it back straight away. And here is just a quick reminder of how this set looked before, and here is how it looks after. This video just doesn't do justice to how beautiful and gorgeous it looks, but as I'm getting closer you might see that it has a darker color, but it's just, for my phone it's a bit difficult to focus on the actual colors of it, and especially because we are in the outside. But it has a really nice and rich brown color, which complements beautifully the white base of the table and the white chairs. This has sold within a day to one of my regular customers, and I will attach a picture to see and to show you how it looked in their new home. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to see you again in a couple of weeks with our newest project.